G'day guys, so today we're going to be learning Jocelyn Flores by XXXTENTACION. So this song has two main parts, the verse and the chorus. You'll need a capo on the first fret for this song. Let's jump into the verse. So to begin the verse, we have our middle finger on the 4th fret of the low E string. And we do a finger roll of the low E, the D, the G and the B. So we do all 4 of those strings with our thumb, index, middle and ring finger. And then we do a hammer on from the 3rd to the 4th fret on the B string. So you hammer on to the 3rd fret with your index and then hammer on from there onto the 4th fret with your ring finger. Now while you hammer on to the 4th fret with your ring finger, you can also slap with your thumb. So that's what that sounds like at the start. And now we move our index finger up to the 6th fret of the high E string. And we put our middle finger on the low E string on the 8th fret. And then we put our index, our ring finger and our pinky fingers on the 8th fret of the G and B strings. So we play those 3 notes, the high E, the low E, and then the 2 together. So far we have this. Now we keep our index finger there, and we play that again. And then we place our middle finger on the 7th fret of the G string, and we place our ring finger on the 8th fret of the D string. And so after we play the 6th fret of the high E again, we play an open A, and then we play the 8th and 7th fret of the D and G strings. Slap, and then we play the A, D and G strings all together. So if we add that to what we have so far, it'll sound like this. Now to finish off the first line of the verse, we just play this. So this is what leads on to the second line of the verse. So we play an open A, then an open B, quickly followed by a 3rd fret on the D string. So altogether, the first line of the verse will sound like this. And then again, we play the finger roll and the hammer on and the slap. And now we slide our ring finger from the 7th fret down to the 10th fret of the high E string. Then we place our index finger on the 8th fret of the low E string. And then using our ring finger again, we play the 11th fret of the B string. So from the slide it sounds like this. So from the start of the second line, it'll sound like this. And now we go to that first chord that we played in the verse. And that's with the 2 fingers there, but we play it backwards this time. So we play the G and the B, and then we play the low E, and then the high E. And we slap, and then we just finish with this. So to do that, we put our index finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and we pull off. Then we put it back on and play that note again as well with the open A. So the second line of the verse sounds like this. And now to lead into playing the verse again, we do a hammer on from the open high E to the third fret of the high E, and then we take it off again. It's nice and quick. And then we play with our middle finger. We do a pull off from the 4th to the 3rd fret of the B string. And then we just play the verse again. So altogether the verse sounds like this. Now let's learn the chorus. So we start the chorus off with that little lick we learnt to play between the verses. Now instead of going into the verse again, we play with our middle finger on the 4th fret of the low E. We play that as well with an open B string. Now we do another hammer-on pull-off onto the 3rd fret. However, this time we use our ring finger and we slide from the 4th to the 3rd fret on the B string. And then we put our index finger down on the 3rd fret of the A string, and we play the 3rd fret of the A and the 3rd fret of the B together. So far in the chorus we have this. Now we squeeze our middle finger in between those onto the G string, on the 3rd fret. And we play that twice. And now we do a hammer on from the 3rd fret of the B to the 4th, using our pinky to hammer on. So we have this. Now we bar this 3rd fret with our index finger, and we play an open A. And then we play the D, G, and B, all on the 3rd fret. And then we play those 4 together. So for this, we put our index finger on the 3rd fret of the high E and play that twice. And then we put our ring finger onto the 6th fret of the high E. So we play the high E twice, the 6th on the E once, and then we put our middle finger onto the 4th fret of the B string. So we play that 4th fret twice on the B, but the second time we'll put our thumb down on the 4th fret of the low E and play those together. And so after that we play the low E with our thumb there on the 4th fret again, and we do a hammer on with our index and our middle finger on the 3rd to the 4th of the high E. And so we go back to that bar on the 3rd fret we have, and we play the 3rd on the D and the 3rd on the E, the high E together. Now we put our middle finger down on the 4th fret of the B string. So altogether it sounds like this. And so we do a slap with our thumb while doing a hammer on and pull off from the 3rd to the 4th fret on the B string. And now while keeping that bar still there, we play the open A. those 3 strings together, the D, G, and the B. However, this time we put our thumb down on the 3rd fret and play that as the bass note with the 3 strings. And then we play it again. And that leads us into the verse. So the whole chorus sounds like this. And so if you want, you can just play another slap of those 3 strings that we have barred and play the bass note again. If you just want to fill in that slight gap before the start of the verse. So the end of it will sound like this. And that just leads us straight back into the verse. Here's the order of the parts played throughout the song. Thanks guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and let me know what tutorial you'd like to see next. Catch ya.